How Africa is redefining military leadership. The rise of Brigadier Charity Bainababo. Echoes of Africa.
My training requires that I introduce myself, even if it seems obvious that we all know me. I am Brigadier General Charity Bainababo, the Deputy Commander SFC and Commander 1 SFG, and also one of the representatives of UPDF to
seeing you with the First Lady, always looking dashing, and people saying this is the most beautiful army officer we've seen out there. So I want to know, what is that routine like? How do you keep this beautiful look, the good hair, the good skin, the nice look generally? How do you do it?
I do exercise to keep in shape, and skincare, Vaseline. I do Vaseline because I don't have time for makeup and things. I wake up, take a shower, and apply Vaseline and get going. My hair is natural, and to make sure I be happy.
While the world debates military power in Europe and Asia, something historic is happening in Africa, and most of the world hasn't noticed. In Uganda, a woman rose through one of the most elite military structures on the continent. Not symbolically, not ceremonially, but operationally. Charity Bainababo is not just a brigadier general. She represents something larger, a shift, a transformation, a new model of African military leadership. Because for decades, military command across the world has been dominated by men. But Africa is quietly rewriting that narrative. And at the center of that change stands a woman who carries grace and steel. She does not raise her voice. She does not demand attention. Yet when she enters a room, something shifts. In civilian attire, she appears composed, refined, unassuming, a modest dress falling gently to her knees, a long skirt flowing with quiet sophistication, tailored trousers paired with a simple jacket. But beneath that calm exterior stands a commander with 27 years of military experience, a senior officer within the Uganda People's Defense Forces, a former deputy commander within Uganda's elite Special Forces Command. That level of responsibility is not symbolic, it is strategic. It involves national security, presidential protection, operational oversight, and it is earned. But her rise did not begin with rank. It began with structure. Born in 1975, she was raised in a household defined by service. Her father served as a senior police officer for 35 years.
I am a child of a police officer. So I am a police officer by birth and by any other way that you can talk about.
Her mother worked as a nurse during the turbulent years of Idi Amin. Discipline, compassion, responsibility. These were not lessons learned in theory. They were lived daily. Education became her strategic advantage. From local primary schools to university education at Nkumba University, to advanced studies in security and defense at Makerere University. She understood something modern military leaders across the globe understand. Warfare today is not just physical, it is intellectual. In 1998, she joined the army.
I joined the army in 1998. Did basic training in Kawamba Training School. and then went on to do cadet training at School of Infantry Jinja, commissioned as a second lieutenant. Then in 2008 I did company commander's course in Jinja, Junior Staff College.
Boot camp tested endurance. Cadet training tested resolve. Institutional skepticism tested patience. Could she lead men? Could she command under pressure? Could she operate within elite units? She answered without argument, through performance. Promotion followed promotion. Colonel in 2021. Brigadier in 2022. Then history was made. She became the first woman to serve as Deputy Commander of Uganda's Special Forces Command. Not as a figurehead, but as an operational leader. And this is where her story becomes globally relevant, because her rise signals something larger about Africa's military transformation. The continent is no longer defined solely by instability narratives. It is producing strategists, commanders, institutional leaders. Her influence expanded beyond the barracks. In 2021, she entered Uganda's parliament, a soldier shaping policy, a commander influencing legislation. Few military officers worldwide operate at both levels. And still, beyond rank and responsibility, she remains grounded. A mother.
My siblings are also big people.
I don't know.
It's been tight. Trying to be a good mother and a good commander is like having two full-time jobs.
A disciplined professional. A leader who speaks often about humility, about service over power, about strength anchored in inner peace. Her story is not just personal, it is structural. It reflects a broader evolution in African leadership, an Africa that is training, educating, and elevating leaders capable of commanding in both security and governance. From a disciplined home in 1975 to the highest corridors of national defense to the legislative chamber, Brigadier Charity Bainababo represents a modern African reality. Educated, strategic, resilient, measured. Leadership is not inherited. It is constructed, built over years of discipline, reinforced by preparation, proven under pressure. And sometimes the most powerful shifts in global leadership do not begin in Washington, or Brussels, or Beijing. They begin quietly in Africa.
While the men are walking, we must run. We are in a male-dominated institution, and I do not want to hear that we go on a point of vulnerability.
This is not simply a biography. It is a signal that Africa's military and political leadership landscape is evolving, and the world would do well to pay attention. This is Echoes of Africa.